Good afternoon, beautiful ladies, wonderful gentlemen. I need you to remind me to fire my program director. My program director has not informed me on these pop-up live streams he's been doing. He decides he want to do a live stream like 4 or 5 in the morning. And then he don't remind me that I have to do this live stream. Yeah, this guy Don, he be bugging out. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How many times do you be thinking about things and things be on your mind and be like so early in the morning and you gotta get it off your mind, That be me. Sometimes like 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning is good hours where I be like I wake up and I just be in deep good thoughts, you know what I'm saying? Like good thoughts with good energy, but a lot of times I'll be too tired. How many go through stuff like that? You wake up in the middle of the night and you just have some good thoughts. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I actually woke up this morning. I was manufacturing. I was making some product, and so when I finally went back to sleep, it was like 4 in the morning, and I decided to do a live about the facts of being a bum. I remember over a decade and a half ago, 15 years at least, maybe strong. I was listening to DJ Red Alerts, and I remember back in the days, you know what I'm saying, I was coming up with different things, you know what I'm saying? It was so weird, and the energy was just out there, and he would say it, and I was like, wow, I can't believe I came up with something. He's spitting it, and he was like he would start calling every fellow person a bum. He calling all his peers a bum, and it's all about an acronym for me. So let me break it down, bum, because there was a character named Dusty Don. So we gotta go back to the history of Don M. the Bum, and why bum is so important, because bum is what we need to do. We all need to become bums and do this, because once you can become a bum, you can rise up. And once you rise up, you're rising up with other people. We talk about building up men. Okay. So Dusty Don started years ago when Dusty Don was in the womb. That's actually a character, you know. And I had to sit back and think early in this morning, because I don't be watching TV like most of you folks. So when I'm thinking, I'm in deep thought and I can visualize stuff. So I actually started to go back in time. And I had to think, how far can I go back in my mind to my living? Can I go back when I was a baby? Do I remember drinking the milk? Sometimes I can remember the diaper rash. How many people remember the diaper rash? Remember that pain? You know what I'm saying? You might remember even like when you had your own children or your brothers, sisters, and they had it. But do you remember that pain of having a diaper rash? How deep can you go into your mind and remember certain smells? Can you remember the baby food? What can you remember of your life as a child all the way to now? And so I had to think about the history of Don. How many folks can remember your history of your childhood? And like I say, it's all about training to build you up to the purpose of now. I don't care if you want to be a multi-billionaire, multi-millionaire. You have to live your purpose, and you have to live it now. Especially if if you above the age of 20, above the age of 18, above the age of 10, live your purpose now. If you're hearing my voice, it's now time to live your purpose. And I had to go back, back. So I remember, and I always remembered having a father and a mother, because I always had it. So I had to go back and think about the whole training of being a bum. And it's because, for you to be rich, most rich people climb from the bottom. They rise from the bottom. So I'm thinking, how gutter was we? Was we in the gutter? Do I come from a bum family? I said, I can't recall. had to dig and I had to dig and I had to dig. Just couldn't recall. No, I don't recall coming from a bum family. But what's this Dusty Don character? He thinks about it. He thinks about it. Like I said, it's 4 in the morning. I'm thinking about this. And so I come up with the whole understanding of why you guys see what you see, because it's the reality. That's why most of you fear that bum, because that's energy. You see the training, you witnessing it. It's like the Superman. You know what I'm saying? He just lands on the farm. It's like Superman, man. He had to be trained. He had to learn the power. My father trained me because he always said when I was a child, he said, never, ever, ever work for the white man. That's what he told me. So you say that's the stages of training your child to be a bum. Only if you're not training your child to sustain for themselves. So when I thought about my father, because I lived with my father in my life, I thought, do you ever recall your father having a job? I said, no, I don't. And then I say, I'm thinking this all in the morning. I'm like, damn, but do you ever remember your mother ever having to walk or never having a car? I'm like, no, she always had a car. Dad always had provided her with a car. So then I'm thinking, so what was dad doing? And you know what dad was doing? He was showing me the entrepreneur at a young age, because I only know my father be an entrepreneur and businessman and only have his own and his own and his own. And in the eyes of many people who's caught in the Willie Lynch syndrome, they would probably label that, especially at the time of you watching the black man start businesses, especially time when most people was looking out for handouts for, welfare reform and such things as that, and just any and everything they can get their hands on handouts. To see a struggling man or to see a man sustain himself, you have to have your eyes open. So my father always did that, and I remember that. We had a bar, we had a fish market, um, contracting business, carpentry. That's all I know. I just know my father always to be running his own thing all our lives, all the way till he had a little accident with his back. So in the eyes of most folks, entrepreneurs is bums, because most, especially in certain times, you know what I'm saying, when people don't want to believe in one another. See, back in the days in the 70s, it was different though, because you know what I'm saying, they was like, they would, you probably said Negro mentality, nigger mentality, so I say not Negro, but nigger mentality of, you know, I wonder if he can make it happen. I wonder if he can make it happen. Because that's the same mentality we have now, but now it's even worse. It's we hope that fellow people don't succeed. That went from the 70s to the 80s to the 90s to the 2000s. We at the level of where the nigga hate is they don't want you to succeed. So they would do any and everything to label you as something beneath them, because they can't reach their wildest dreams. They can't reach for their dreams. They can't try to obtain their dreams. And so, like I said, the sacrifice, when you understand your, because it's about your purpose, you understand you come from you come from DNA of it. My father, when I was a child, used to always tell us that he always wanted to open up a school for young kids and teach them about God and stuff like that. And I was like, dude, I never seen you ever go to church. But you know what I'm saying? It was just so weird. And so he would always say he was a messenger. Very unique man. And like I say, he trained me to understand that you have to go through fires in order for you to really serve your purpose, as long as you're strong and tough. And he stayed the course and stayed tough with us. He used to always leave his contracts on the table so we can leave, so we can see the bills that he got. Not the bills, but the contracts he got. Sometimes it'd be like multiple contracts on the table. So we can see the different numbers: $8,000, $1,100, 11. Should I say $11,000, $8,000, $5,000? Then we see something low like $3,000. Like this is low. So, like I say, it was the training. Sometimes it didn't come. Sometimes we start notice to be like 1,100, 2,000, 1,100, 3,000 jobs. That's when we know times are a little rough. We always went to great adventures. But we never had? We never had a microwave. We never had cable. So I guess two neighbors, like our neighbors across the street, who their father was in the Air Force and their sons went to the Marines and stuff like that. And to the folks down the block where the father worked for I believe, the government, but he worked for the post office, then went to some type of government job and stuff like that. But to the neighbors, maybe my father, because he was an entrepreneur during that time in the 80s, he probably was a bum because he didn't have the stable job that was given from the federal government of for working for as a vet in military and stuff like that, and then getting the perks. He was always an entrepreneur. He was always working for himself. But we was on the block with our house. We was on the block with our cars. But in the eyes of these people, he probably was a bum. But you know what he wanted to do? He always wanted to build up men. Then I come along, and it's about Project Pick Me Up. It's about Project Pick Us Up. It's about the youth. It's about elevating. Yeah, building up men. Look for a team of men to help build up men. Dusty Dawn crew. Okay? Remember, Dusty Dawn is still alive in effect. Dusty Dawn crew is a team of bums. It's the bum squad. It's always about reversing, channeling your energy for nothing but positivity. That's how you win. I'm a champion. I shall survive. Outside my peoples, they await me. Black man rise, original rebel. Like I say, this is the honor roll class, the A side. So Dusty Dawn and his team of bums. Remember my cartoon book, my little cartoon, my comic book. His team of bums is leading the nation of building up men from the ground up, from the gutter all the way up to the top dogs who have mental problems, who might be rich and billionaires. It's building up men. Look out for the Dusty Dawn crew, a legion of bums. I shall always build up men. I shall always build up man. I shall always build up mankind. Who's a bum? Who knows it's time to build up mankind? How many been destroying with your words and your actions, your thoughts, your energy that you put into things? I mean, paid to do such destruction. I mean, entertained it. Like I say, the devil's real. Negative is real. Evil is real. Before I disappear, I shall build up man. But first you will break out, you must break down that barrier around your mind that holds you barricaded in the cell of hell. This journey is not easy because we talk about a world of demons, a demonic universe that has been built off of hate. So the Legion of Bums will continue the quest of building up men. Who wouldn't be part of Dusty Dawn crew? Mm-hmm. So deep. It's deep when I allow myself to be, like I said, become a puppet, not to speak the words from the master above, from within. When I allow that to happen, I don't even know what would be happening to me. It'd just be energy, it'd be fun. Because I like to hear what it says. Because I don't know what it's gonna say. Nothing scripted, nothing rehearsed. Like I said, I actually almost forgot I was supposed to do it live. Then I almost scratched it. But I said, no, the words have to come out. Someone needs to hear the words. So once again, let's put that out there. Dusty, Dawn, Legion. What you think about that? Of bombs. Okay? People won't even understand where he's at with this. You have to know my story. You have to really be at the beginning of the story to truly know where he's at right now. We're almost a year in, folks, of you folks knowing who I am. But like I said, I know who you were. I was paying attention to you before you paid attention to me. And Dusty Dawn is a year in. And now he has to form his crew. We have a lot going on. We got the Ultimate Trolling Warrior. We have Dusty Dawn. We have Icy Dawn. And to all you folks out there, Mr. Murray. Dusty Dawn is leading the Legion of Bums. Building up mankind. Like I say, I love your energy, folks. You have the right one. There's nothing weak about me. Nothing corny about me. It's nothing a beggar about me. I'm just like a brain that just pumps nothing but energy. And if you can catch the wave, you can catch it. Hopefully, you can catch the wave and you can understand what the message really is. I guess, we can only appreciate technology nowadays, huh? You can find out who's who in the world. Go check it out, folks. Go check out the Project Pick Me Up website. Support the cause. You're going to be building up mankind. One of your children at a time. For all you Philly folks, and you know how your kids are getting down, it's time for them to be part of something that really can change their lives. It changes minds. If it wasn't for Project Pick Me Up, probably wouldn't even be here talking to you folks. Because I definitely wouldn't have been at that school. If it wasn't for Project Pick Me Up and me not having a dream and a purpose, I wouldn't have been at the school. I've been doing something else. So where we at, folks? Building up, man. Who has a comment? Who would like to converse about it? This one lady said, "Stop calling yourself Dusty. Don't call yourself Dusty Don. You're no longer Dusty Don." I said, "No, I'm always will be Dusty Don. That's my character. That's my multi-$100 million project. And now it's Legion of Bums. As we build up, man, one child at a time. Like I said, we're gonna change words. We're gonna change words. We're gonna change the way we speak. We're gonna change the way we think. I'm gonna make your minds become so positive that you can't even think negative no more because you're gonna laugh at yourself. Every time you think of something negative, it's gonna transform to something positive. That's how we're gonna take the evil out the people. They don't be acting right. Because both black and white be smoking crack tonight. I haven't seen anyone call me Dusty Don in damn near 7 months because we took the fun out of it. People don't want to promote that. They don't want to promote that money project. Took the energy out of it. I'm gonna take the air out the next balloon. What's the next balloon? I'm gonna ask a question for all those people who's been content creators and been content creating on me. In the last 90 days, what's your biggest accomplishment that you personally accomplished, that you did, your work that you've done? In the last year, what changes have you made? What impact have you made? And we ain't talking about YouTube. We talk about your real world. For all the content creators who've been having negative things to talk about me and to say, how many of you standing on your own and really can do things on your own by yourself? And tell me and talk about that. Talk about that. There's so many people that can't really even talk about themselves, so they talk about others. Content creators and can't even have content on themselves. That's deep. And I guess that's why they envy me, because I am content. Spend a whole year being your own content. Be your own content for one whole year. So I think about that. How many of these folks can be content for themselves, about themselves, for the whole year? Whether it's their situation that they're going through, it's about themselves, and be interesting enough where they would lose the channel and come back, and the people still come back to them because they, like I say, it's not because they entertain you guys because they've been roasting one another, but they just straight content on themselves. You want to follow their story. You want to see the end of their road. Well, the only one that I can think of that's been rocking for a very long time is Umar Johnson. Okay. He's been talking about himself for over a decade. And that's why the niggas are hating. Who's the bums?